Welcome to the IME Community Podcast, where self-love is your superpower to achieve your weight and life goals and make your mark in the world. Your host is Dr. Carla, activist, MD. If you're a teen who's looking to revolutionize your health and can't wait to follow your dreams, welcome to the IME Community.
All right, take a pause. Okay, IME community, so I'm going to start coaching on TikTok live, okay? So you can be a part of that. So it's really cool. I'm gonna record it and put it in the member community on Kajabi. So very cool. Okay, let's see here. Woohoo! I got to get my Bluetooth off first. Okay, that won't work until I get that off. And just jamming out with my AirPods. Yay. Okay. TikTok. Okay. Woohoo! All right. Hey, you all. I'm actually recording this for my member community. So I coach teens. I'm Dr. Carla. And so pediatrician, hopefully you can hear me because I'm kind of a little farther away. I'm going to turn this up. Okay, pediatrician, life and weight coach, obesity medicine doctor, and someone who's gone through my own weight loss journey. And there's me over 4.5 years ago or more. And I'm the founder and coach for IME Community. So if you are a teen, 12 to 18, or you know a teen 12 to 18 who's struggling with their weight, their body image, wants to improve their health, or the parent of a teen, parents can sign their teens up for my member community. So check out my website. It's IME Community. So those letters. Here you go. I have lots of free stuff on there. YouTube channel. I have a podcast. That's just like IME Community. So make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm putting out YouTubes. I just counted up. I have 20 hours of content on my YouTube channel. So that's been awesome. It's been a ton of work, but it's also been so, it's just everything that I coach, that I've been coached on, that I've gone through is what I coach on. And I just am so excited to bring it all to you. Somebody just asked me in one of my videos, commented, how can I sign up to work with you? Well, like I said, like I coach teens 12 to 18 and their parents in my member community. It's all web-based. But I love coaching adults, and I coach you all here on TikTok. So far, that's what I'm going to do. I also did a 12-week, maybe some of you participated in some of the weeks or saw some of my lives. I did 12 weeks of a reverse your insulin resistance challenge, which I finished up a few weeks ago. So those videos are all in there. I did 175 or more TikTok videos. Every day I showed up and did at least one, obviously more than one. Most days I did Instagram posts every day. I did reels. I did YouTube videos every week of the 12 weeks. I laid out all the content. It was just 100% of what, and please submit your life and weight coaching questions that you have. I coach on low carb a lot. I coach on obesity's hormonal, metabolic health approach, lots of coaching, lots of self-compassion work. My whole platform is about self-love superpower. Once you learn the tools of self-compassion, then you are able to basically do whatever you want, because we're so taught that I can't tell you how important this is. I did a video the other day that's getting a lot of views still, and I hope you saw it, but it's my first like massive action weight loss tip for you. And that is to not give a shit what anybody thinks of you. And I know that sounds almost silly, but literally I think that is probably the most important thing, is that we are able to reject the external and stop looking outside of ourselves for things to fix ourselves, and to heal ourselves and heal our health and improve our health and transform our health. And we want to get internal, get centered. We want to have a journey that's a magical journey that is incredible. It's an opportunity to think about health transformation in a completely different way. And the first step, though, is to really reject diet culture and thinking and how it comes up in you. So you can start letting me know like how that comes up in you. And so diet thinking and culture is like restrictive, on again, off again. You know, what are the harms of it? And what have we gotten wrong? So start thinking about, like, for yourself, maybe some of the ways that you have, like, you mobilize and have an attachment to your negative self-talk. You have an attachment and give your energy to and power away to your inner critic voice. And you haven't spent time realizing that it's just, here's my thought rainbow. I love my thought rainbow. It's awesome visual. So soft. Okay. So our thoughts create our feelings. We think it's the circumstances or situations in our life. So we think like it's the weight that's doing it. No, it's not. The situation can trigger a thought. But it's our mind that has the two neurons that are synapsing together, coming together to create that spark that creates the thought. Here's the deal. A thought is like a rainbow. It just comes and it goes. Okay. It's like a sentence in your mind. It is a cloud going by, and you are the quiet confidence of the blue sky. Okay. We are not aware of that. We are not aware that a thought is just like a rainbow that comes and goes. We think that we are our thoughts. We think that we become so attached to the thoughts. And the problem is not our thoughts, okay? Because our thoughts, that's what our brain does, right? We have tens and tens of thousands of thoughts every day. Most of them are just unconscious. Some of them are wacky. And the thing is, like, when you have an awareness of, you're not going to have an awareness of like all your thoughts all day. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. But if you're stuck, or if you have a goal you want to achieve, or if you have a problem that is in your life, and you really will benefit from learning the tools of creating thought awareness and just doing some what are called like thought downloads. What are those rainbows that are coming and going? And the problem is that we get attached to the thought, sometimes like a belief. Like a belief is a powerful thought on a loop in our brain. And we just if you keep focusing on that, you're going to create more power there. So tell me some of the maybe fixed and limited thoughts or beliefs about your past self, and like past weight loss attempts or past diets, or when you're thinking about like making a change and like moving forward and changing what you're eating. Tell me a little bit more about, maybe some, you can type in here and I can coach you on it, and start to think about like, what are some of the thoughts that are coming up and feelings about making a change. So you can type that in, and I can tell you, I've coached enough people, believe me. Everyone has their own individual thoughts. That's why I created IME communities. It's the power of the individual with the strength and support of a community of like-minded people who are going through what you're going through. But everybody has their own individual journey, right? Which is amazing, right? And we get to choose. It's so incredible. But some of the things that I see a lot are fixed and limited beliefs about our past self and diets and weight. And we bring all that in to now. We bring all of it into the present, And our brain just goes, whenever we're thinking about taking action, our brain is just like a status quo, conserve energy, seek comfort, avoid pain, seek pleasure machine. Okay. That's how our brains are designed. And so whenever we're like thinking about taking action, there's nothing going wrong when your brain offers up a lot of self-doubt, a lot of fear of failure. And then your brain is like, go look at evidence, right, to offer up of past failures. Every time I try to lose weight, here we go, I always end up 45 minutes, 4 days in the gym, making no progress. Okay. So the thing about exercise is it's incredible. There's so many health benefits. It helps for weight loss maintenance. It's really critical for that. But as far as like going to the gym and you can see you maybe need to look at different measures of success than weight loss, because you're probably increasing your lean muscle mass. And you may gain weight. Your BMI may go up if you're focusing on exercise and going to the gym and lifting, okay, and strength training. And then like your measurements may change. So you may improve decrease if you have insulin resistance or a problem like that. But, and there's a lot of lab values. Obviously there's a lot of emotional, mental health issues. So keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. But if you're going to work out and think that you're going to lose weight, it's probably not going to happen. Okay. Typically I don't know what you're eating, but typically we have to change our eating. Okay. We have to think of a different way of eating. Not everything has to be changed up. You get to decide. There's power in you deciding. And it's exciting to decide, okay? And you own your choice and you get the information. So I really love the book, The Obesity Code. It's down here. I'm going to get it. Hold on. Here's a great book, The Obesity Code. It's by Dr. Jason Fung. It's an awesome book. I'm recording here too on my MacBook. So I recommend this. We're listening on Audible or watching his videos or watching mine, because I've done so many on reversing insulin resistance and taking a metabolic health approach and low carb lifestyle, which I don't even know why we call it low carb. You don't have to go all keto. Okay, gluten-free diet, but I'm pretty sure I have a hormonal issue because of where the weight is. Is it like abdominal? Like, yeah. And then the gluten-free foods, just make sure that they don't have a lot of added sugars, because they do. I know I had to eat gluten-free for so that's like more like insulin resistance when you have more of the visceral fat stores. So to make some changes with your food, just take it slow and make sure you don't have added sugars into those gluten-free foods, because they do that to make them taste better. I don't know if they're still doing that, because I haven't eaten gluten-free for a while, but check that out, make sure. And then, excuse me. Yeah. And then, really balanced diet with complex carbs, lots of protein, and then making sure people are really hesitant to add fat in when we're stuck with the exercise, calories in, calories out mentality. And we're not closed systems, we're not machines. So I would make sure that every time you're eating, you're getting enough protein, you're adding in protein, you're adding in fats. Those are going to stabilize your blood sugar. That's what's going to help you. And then once you're kind of dialed in with those changes that you choose to do, then you could look at the timing of your eating and maybe look at doing some intermittent fasting to help with it. Okay. But I wouldn't start with the fasting if you're still eating carbs, or those gluten-free foods have sugars added to them, because it can be pretty miserable to do that. And you need to get your body to where it's fat adapted, to where you can easily mobilize the fat stores. So you probably have you're welcome. Sneaky sugars, I call it ABC, awareness before choice. And I coach my teens on that. Like you just look at it. There's so much crap added to our foods, and it just comes in lots of sneaky ways. So look at that, and then you can find something, choose the option that is not doesn't have those sweeteners in it. Okay. Cause there's enough of that. The other thing is like, I would say I eat gluten-free because I don't eat flour and I don't eat sugar usually. I eat sugar sometimes and flour. I'm not allergic to it, but I just have it for like a intentional, like joy eat. But I've been on a low carb lifestyle for over 4 years. So I lost 57 pounds. This was me in March 2017 with my family in Hawaii. It's awesome. And awesome trip. So I started weight and life coaching in September 2017. And then it was 11 months of weight loss. And then I decided I've been working on childhood obesity for almost 2 decades. I had a clinic. I started this big population health center with children's here. And I had a nonprofit before. And I just decided, you know what, I really need to get all of this amazingness to teens. And then I've had so much fun. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How are you? And then I'm having so much fun coaching you all on TikTok. It's been awesome. So check out my videos. There's no probably to it, going to put out a book that has the 12 weeks of the Reverse Your Insulin Resistance Challenge. And it has all of the content, but you can follow me on Instagram, IME Community, and there's posts like every day that you could go back through. But I think what would be really cool is if you maybe wait till I get the book out. Yeah, go ahead. Anyway, okay, so one of the things that I want you guys to, you're welcome. One of the things that I want you all to do is to think about your definition of health, okay? Great. Whole food, plant-based eating, awesome. I love it. I'm not vegetarian, but I think there are some dietitians. One of my good friends here is amazing community, like dietitian and advocate who I've worked with forever at the health department. She has her like certification. So you can find a dietitian, I bet, who has that certification, who you would work with. And I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. You know, the night is still young. Maybe I'll do that eventually. I don't know. But yeah, I think there's so many reasons, like environmentally and just, you know, if it aligns with your values, you know, it's cool. There's some good, there's a few I've seen. I'm sure there are more than I know of on this app, you know, TikTok, teaching us everything. But one of the first things to do for yourself is to create your own definition of health. And it's really powerful. So I even, lactating. Okay. Whatever. I don't know if you're asking me that, but I haven't been lactating for a number of years. My son's 15, so 14 years. Okay. So, got me off kilter here. Okay. I'm going to find my little thing, that had the definition of health that I was coaching my teens on. So the thing is that we don't oftentimes create our own definition of health, our own, like, what's your personal definition of health? And I can tell you, like, even as a physician, and I asked my husband this too, he's a physician too. And we were just kind of like, wow, we never even really thought of it. And he was like, well, it's the absence of disease. And I'm like, well, yeah, you know, prevention of disease, and it's you know, all encompassing, holistic, like emotional, spiritual, meaningful work, relationships, you know, the health of your relationships, the health of the climate. I mean, it's just so much. But the thing is, we want to create a definition of health that has nothing to do with our weight, or that is just weight neutral. Okay. Because I've taken care of so many patients over all these years. And I can tell you, like, we know absolutely nothing about anyone's health. I mean, when these cyber bullies on TikTok are like going after people who are body positive creators, or posting their weight loss journeys, or posting their health journeys, or what they ate, as somebody who's an intuitive eater, who's not interested in losing weight, all great information and content and help. And then you get these cyber bullies who are like just assuming that they're diabetic and they have a shortened lifespan and they know nothing. We just really know nothing, and it's none of our business. But each of us can create our own. What's the best way to facilitate a healthy relationship with weight and food with young children? Well, the best thing for sure is, and studies show that the same things that promote health and a healthy relationship with food and weight are for like and prevent overweight and prevent eating disorders, are promoting a positive body image and also family meal times. So don't talk about weight. Don't be a parent who's going on diets, and don't get fixated on your kids' weight when they go to the doctor. Make sure that weight is neutral. You can talk about overall health and wellness and just feeling well, and like create your family's definition of health. And then, with family meal times, you can include the kids, and I love Ellen Satter's work, ELLYN for Ellen, and Satter, SATTER. She's an amazing, very well-known dietitian for decades, and the guru on the division of responsibility, like what's the parent's role and what's the kid's role. And it's just really beautiful work. Okay. And I love the intuitive. If you have teens, let me show you. Of course, I want them all to join IME Community and check out my website, IME Community. And I do have some YouTube videos and podcasts that I've done to coach parents on like how to talk to your teens about like BMI or your kids and get ahead of it before the visit with the doctor or after, because doctors, we don't always do a good job. We don't always ask permission like we're supposed to. So you can get ahead of it a little bit. So facilitating those discussions. Also, the intuitive eating workbook for teens is really awesome. I'm working my teens in the community through this. So this is super helpful. So you want how our toddlers are just grazers, right? Sometimes they drive us nuts, and you have to look at, working with parents is like, just look at it over a week's time. And did they get this in on this day and that in on that day? And they're just better at regulating. And then that just gets kind of pushed out of us, right? Once we get into school and have the different routine and structure, and then they become, there's more ads and there's more social pressures as they get older with eating. And so then they kind of lose their intuitive eating. So that's what we want to keep. And so we want to make sure that we're not focusing on weight. We're focusing on our kids' strengths and their creativity and their gifts, and enjoying meals, and not making weight mean anything about them. Okay. And then, so just listen to some of my podcasts on that too. I did one called Parents Know Best. Maybe not. Because I think we're stuck in diet culture. I mean, we have been. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm actually writing a book. I'm really far into this book. It's like 200 pages so far. Wow. But going to be lots of editing. But the thing is, I'm helping parents reject diet culture and thinking so that they can find self-love, and then they can help their teens lead a more healthy, balanced, and fun life, so that they aren't, because right now so many teens, especially with the pandemic, they're very inhibited by the weight, and there's social phobias and anxieties and things like that. So that's a long answer, but you can do it. You can raise healthy kids. And I did the Food Issues podcast with Julie Relevant. It's called Food Issues. I did that a while ago. She interviewed me about my career and childhood obesity, and talked about pandemic weight gain. And my major thing with that is like, please don't be alarmed. Like, let's not double down on all the stuff that hold on, I answer your question. Okay. Please, let's not double down on all the stuff that we've been doing that hasn't been working. Okay. So you're asking, how do you get help? So what do you want help specifically with? So I show up on TikTok lives to do coaching because I love coaching. And thanks for following, everybody, and thanks for joining. And I have a YouTube channel, IME community. I have an Instagram. All that stuff is great stuff for any age. And then IME community is for teens, 12 to 18, struggling with their weight or body image. I have a membership community. And then I also coach the parents. If you want help here, follow me, and I've done tons of videos. I'm going to be putting out a book that has my 12 weeks reverse your insulin resistance challenge in there. And so I made it 12 weeks because that's how long it takes to create a healthy habit stick. Okay. And I put in everything that I have had, everything that I've intentionally built over 4 years since I started, like with the coaching and my weight loss journey, and took my obesity medicine boards and did all this self-compassion work. I was 61 pounds in 73 days here on TikTok. That is too much weight though. Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of weight. I hope that you are eating, and I mean, I'm not judging, but I'm still obese. Take a pause, like it's okay. Like your body may hit the plateau, and that's okay. My dad, don't put it on a timeline. Like I was literally like clinically obese and doing this. I was like I'm the guru in like childhood obesity in my state, and well known nationally too. And it's like I became clinically obese. My dad was a big supporter of my eating disorder. Now I hear him talking about weight loss, intermittent fast in front of my 9-year-old niece. Yeah. That's too bad. We don't want to talk too much about that. In fact, when I was doing my weight loss journey, because I really never talked about my weight, and I have 2 girls, and so I was nervous about that. And I was going low carb, and then I added in fasting. And then I usually talked a lot about different stuff. And it kind of like, I mean, they're fine. They're totally fine. They're super healthy eaters and everything. And they're 18 and almost 21, but they're very open with me. And they were like that, all the fasting, like the longer fast kind of messed with their heads. So I really did stop that when I got to maintenance. I was like, yeah, I don't, when I got to my goal weight, I was like, it's okay if I gain, 10 pounds or something, and then I kind of stay here. 292 pounds down to 231. Okay. Goal is 175. Feeling good now. Okay, great. And remember, it's like, you did intermittent fasting. Okay. So what do you do for the hours? Are you taking medication too? And what do you do for eating? The other thing is like your body, you're probably adjusting your weight set point. So no meds. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I mean, you just, lighten up. I just think that I hope that with the 9-year-old niece, I mean, we just need to stop that, talking about, and the fixation is so boring, right? I mean, it's like, we're here to lead our big magical lives. And yeah, I mean, our food system really conditions us to over desire sugary foods, literally. What's GTG? I probably should know. Oh, gotta go. Okay, good luck. Follow me and make sure you're signing on, getting on, and keep us posted on how you're doing. Okay, good job. I was literally toward the end of my weight loss journey. I was losing a pound a month. So I eat healthy, fresh food, and it sounds awesome. So good job. That's awesome. Have a good night. But I really like this intuitive eating workbook for teens. I also really love, there's some specific things in here, like what are the reasons why you eat? And I worked on this with my teens who I coach last week. And so it was like 7 reasons that you rank them. So let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, first I'll tell you what, like, we defined health. I defined health. This is from teens, okay? A little bit from me. I have my little easel here. Let me see if this will work. Okay, and I don't know if it's a mirror image on TikTok. I don't think it is. So we define health as, when I ask teens what health means to them. So figure out your own, okay? And I'm going to summarize this in a statement that I can put on my website for my platform for IME community. So anyway, okay, so you feel happy about yourself, which I thought was really cool. I don't have a food condition where I'm restricting. So you have a healthy relationship with food. I can make slow changes. So they're fine with making a slow, steady change and being consistent. If one part of health, we talked about the different parts of health. And so they said, if one part of health isn't 100%, then the others suffer. Yeah. Right? That makes sense. And I thought that was really cool how they thought about it. So like, and they all said like the emotional mental health is the most important part of health. And that really everything kind of depends on that. But then the physical health is a part of that too, right? So if you're, well, no, like when we're moving and exercising, that helps us. And I'm needing to do that this week. It's been cold. Physical is important for sports, they said. The way your body looks doesn't matter when it comes to health. Okay. So that is really a weight neutral way of defining health, which is really healthy. Okay. Talking to people when you need help. So having a community of support is an important part of health, according to teens. And then knowing when you need help too, recognizing like I need help, like I'm not alone. And then the other thing was to take breaks, to have fun and to relax. So that's a big part of health. Knowing when you need to relax, restoration, restore. So I really like, you can't read it. Okay, well, you'll just have to listen to me. Thank you though. I don't know how to mirror on this on TikTok lives, but I'll figure it out someday. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. So I'll make a summary statement and then that'll be like the IME community definition of health, but you all create your own. So like maybe you can create like 6 different like health vision words or health values that you hold dear, and make sure weight has 0 to do with it. Okay. I think or weight can be neutral. Weight can be a neutral part of it. Okay. And also one of the things that I really liked that the teens didn't put in here was they didn't put a lot about habits. So it wasn't like shaming, or it just was a beautiful way of thinking about it, like a very supportive way of thinking about health. And so I think that's really helpful, and we all need to do that. So just write down like maybe 6 visionary words that will tie into like your what is your vision for health? What is your definition for health and your vision? And then that's so powerful. And when it comes from you and you decide and you spend time thinking about it, then you get to make powerful health transformation change, whether you want to lose weight, reverse your insulin resistance, it doesn't matter, like, or any goal that you want, that is going to be so powerful for you. And so maybe you write down those words on a Post-it note, or you stick it like you have, like I have this fun pen. And you got to have fun. Okay. That's my whole thing. You got to make it fun to get it done. You can have a new way of thinking about weight loss and health. Okay. It doesn't have to be freaking grueling. All right. I'm not saying that getting off sugar or, cutting back isn't hard, because it is. Because our brains are so conditioned to it. I have these cute little note cards with the rainbow on top of this little character's head. So cute. So I like writing stuff like that. So I would write like if I were you, like write like a word, maybe 6 different like health values or vision words on each one of these, or write them all down on one, and then like put it on a bulletin board, put it in a book, carry it with you, or put it on a Post-it note, stick it up somewhere where it's visible. Okay, those are like your guide words. Those are your guide words that will help you, and it's important for you to create that like for yourself. So okay. And the other thing I was going to share with you all is that, okay. I can share that too. Here's the other thing is that in the intuitive eating workbook, sorry, it's loud. So what are the reasons we eat? What are the reasons why we eat? And you probably won't be able to read this either, but I'll just yell it out. Yes, positive reinforcement. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, exactly. So you're revisiting it, because otherwise we just forget it, right? If we don't write it down and, we're like, wait, I have these really good ideas and I did this work, that was so important to me. All right. So there's like 7 reasons within this intuitive eating workbook, and it's good to rank them. Like, why do you eat? What are the reasons you eat? So nourishment, pleasure, comfort, procrastination, distraction, which is kind of like procrastination, numbing, to numb out, or punishment. I crossed this out because who I was coaching, he was like, I don't punish myself with food. I'm like, okay, that's good. And so then you rank them in the order, like what's the number 1 reason you eat? And it would be good to do this exercise, like nourishment, pleasure. I would say 1 and 2 for sure for me. And then I would put numbing at 3. I definitely don't punish myself with food, so I wouldn't put that one. Or maybe for 7, I guess it doesn't count. I would say 4 for distraction, 5 for procrastination. Maybe comfort would go up higher, and then 7 for punishment, since I don't do that. But anyway, just write those down too, and start doing that work for yourself so you can figure out. It's like self-awareness, self-discovery. It's powerful. So nourishment, pleasure, comfort, procrastination, is extremely spicy food. It is for me. Fuel. Yeah. So nourishment. Yeah, nourishment. So what it says in this book is that you want the number 1 reason to be nourishment, the number 2 reason to be pleasure. I look at it kind of a little bit different from pleasure. That's a really good term for health at every size, folks. I also think like with the way that I eat, like I really enjoy my food, but I don't know that pleasure would be the word, because I was kind of trying to get out of that a little bit by cutting back on the sugar. The number 1 reason anyone overeats is because of boredom. Yeah, true. And also just conditioning in our brain. We have over desire. And yes, it's true. Boredom, stress, numbing out. It's, it's a habit. We numb out, we feed our emotions when we're emotional eaters. So yeah, that's true. Boredom is a big deal, especially with the teens that I coach. Boredom is a huge deal. And then you have all the sugary crap added to foods. So then you're like, sugar begets sugar is what I always say. So we eat sugar, and then our insulin spikes, and then our blood sugar goes down, and then we crave sugar again. So then you're just like kind of on this like sugar begets sugar, it's like going back for that donut, that little slice of donut, that little, and then we get into scarcity mindset sometimes with food. Do you ever have that where you're worried about, and also food waste issues? A lot of people overeat because of that, because maybe they have food waste and they don't stop when they're full. So, okay, this is powerful work. I mean, we're already talking about like a definition of health that you personally define that's weight neutral. It's awesome. And
defining the reasons why you eat. So just a lot of powerful like self-awareness, self-discovery. And I've already coached you all on this live on what are some of the fixed and energy drinks. Yeah, energy drinks. Yeah. If you stay busy, it might help get your mind on something else. Yeah, other than food. Right. Instead of just, because distraction is kind of like, if you eat for distraction, it's really procrastinating on what you're supposed to do. Right. And then you're like eating and then pushing off what you need to do even farther and causing more stress for yourself. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. But you know, that's a mindfulness habit. And those are tools that you build up, right? That's kind of some self-efficacy, some self-agency. You create it, like what works for you, what gets you to disrupt your urge, you know? And if you have a feeling that's coming up like boredom or stress or sadness or anxiety, then what happens is when our brains are conditioned, we have these strong pathways to crave the sugary food. And again, like this is how our brains are because of all the foods, added sugars in our food system. There's nothing going wrong with your brain if that's what's going on with you, okay? I promise. So what happens is that we sense a negative feeling and then our brain's like, eat, because you get a little dopamine hit and zing from it, okay? So it's really, yeah, it's powerful. And what was the workbook? Here's this called, they have it for adults too. The intuitive eating workbook for teens. They have these for adults. They're really good. I really like it. So in intuitive eating, there's a lot of great intuitive eating coaches on TikTok, and I really love it. I think that you can do intuitive eating will work better if you have dialed in to reduce your intake of processed carbs and refined sugar. I think that that's so important. I can't imagine really being in tune if you have insulin resistance or if you're, you know, like kind of conditioned to overeat and you're over desiring a lot of carbs. That's really the focus, is to kind of first get a balanced diet. But intuitive eating is non-diet, it's body positive way to create a healthy relationship with food. So awesome. Really being into what an example of intuitive eating, be eating roasted nuts instead of potato chips. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're just making an intentional choice. So you're making the decision ahead of time from your higher level brain, right? Instead of just being in the moment and doing what we usually do. Okay. And so we can't like think that we're going to have this huge like flip of a switch and just decide, oh, I'm going to be an intuitive eater tomorrow. We have to think about it like ahead of time. And we have to think about some of those beliefs that we're stuck in about our past self and about changes in our eating and some of the challenges. And so what are some of the beliefs and thoughts coming up for you that maybe will get in your way? Those are the obstacles. And so all you have to do is create some powerful thought awareness, and then you can see, oh, that's why I'm feeling this way, because our thoughts create our feelings. And so our feelings drive our actions or inactions, and our actions create our results, which we think, oh yeah, that makes sense. But it's our current thinking that creates our current result. Our current thought creates our current reality. And that's really powerful because we think it's our way, we think it's our circumstances, we think it's what somebody else said or did. And then we go to changing those things to think that because we believe, and we've been taught this, I mean, in all defense of all of us, that is what's going to make us feel a certain way. Because human beings, we want to feel a certain way. So everything we do or avoid doing or want somebody else, like our kids or a partner or friends, anybody in the workplace, to do, is because I'm coaching on weight. I'm a life and weight coach, pediatrician, obesity, and medicine doc. That's what's going on here. So we're talking a lot about intuitive eating. And we're talking about the reasons why we eat. And like, I am sad, I need chocolate. Yeah, exactly. Okay, just get like a high percentage of dark chocolate and eat a couple squares of it and have a little cream. Yeah, how do you invert? I don't even know. I should know that. Is it here on the, oh, mirror your video. I just did it. Did it work? I think it worked now. Let me know if it did. Yeah. Okay, good. So here, and it's still light, I know, but see, can you see the 7 reasons to eat? You guys ignore these, and these are not in any order, but you decide, and that's awareness for yourself. Okay. So, yeah, and I've had 3 kids, and I've lost 57 pounds. Yeah, exactly. No, I look great. Yeah. I love it. Okay, so nourishment, pleasure, comfort, procrastination, distraction, numbing, and punishment. So those are the 7 reasons why. And thank you. Those are the 7 reasons why. Yeah, I mean, people just comment on bodies. It's like, go to med school, do this work, come and coach on TikTok for free, and then have somebody show up and tell you and comment on your physical appearance, you know? I don't care. I'm just like, I've done enough amazing work. I really don't care. So just everybody, thank you. Anyway, we all want to just get out of that bullshit, right? I mean, who cares? Obviously I do. Anyway, okay, so just think about the ways that you eat and just put some thought into it, okay? It's super powerful. All right, let's see here. No ill intentions here. Yeah. Anyway, I should get a sponsorship from LaCroix. Okay, so what else should we coach on tonight? Does anybody have any other life or weight coaching things going on? I'm gonna pause.
Thank you for tuning in to the IME Community Podcast, where self-love is your superpower. The content of this podcast represents the opinions of Dr. Carla Lester and is not intended as, and shall not be understood as, a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The opinions shared reflect the host and guest and do not represent an organization or medical group. Always seek the advice of your physician or therapist if you have concerns about your health. And please, like and subscribe to the IME Community Podcast. Share IME with your friends and go to imecommunity.com to join the member community. Don't forget to follow IME on social.